Right. So, okay, once again, good evening to some of y'all. Good morning. Good. I can see if you are from different countries, I would appreciate if you can text on the chat group over there. Just put your countries that you are from, so that I can address some of y'all from your respective countries. We are now like, you know, like the Olympic Games. You know, people from so many different countries. We have Gurpreet Singh from India, Balsan from India, Miriam and Jude from UK. I can see Amalia from Norway, Sandeep Kumar from Hyderabad, India, Galaxy S9. I've got to call you that unless you change your name to your own name. Galaxy S9 is also, Nishan from India. Kuniko-san all the way from LA, USA. Andrew Chong, Ipoh Mali, from Ipoh, Malaysia. Unica from Perth, Australia. Wow, wow, wow. We have so many people from all over the world. Amazing. Sonia from India. God, amazing, amazing, amazing. So Bernard, I'm very sure today you have some very, very powerful message and powerful information in store for all of us, right?
It will be mainly for people who do not understand the vehicle. Yes. For the people that already understand the vehicle, yes, there will still be value.
All right.
Yeah. People outside of the tribe,
okay.
Because as we discussed, that will be mainly for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are 4 minutes to starting, so we'll be getting some things arranged. Let me just okay, we have 80 participants and counting. The number is coming up very fast, and it's very interesting, you know. Just a few days ago, I've been checking out some things on the internet, way of doing business in the internet, and I realized that the very interesting thing is, while some people are having really big difficulties in trying to get their income stream coming in or their work to be going as normal, another group of people are thriving so fast and so I mean, some of them can't even cope with it, you know. I know of one online cake delivery. They were doing okay business before this MCO, this lockdown thing, but now with what I heard with the lockdown, but people are still celebrating, right? Mother's Day, Father's Day. In Malaysia, we have the Hari Raya, which is the Muslim celebration. So people are still buying things like that, cakes and whatever it is. What I heard from them is their production now has gone 24 hours. Can you imagine that? So don't ever for once think that the environment is a problem. The environment is just an environment. It happens to everybody. But how you adapt to it, how you change to it, how you use a new vehicle to get the things that you want, that is more important. So tonight's session will be very relevant to some of y'all, especially those of y'all who are having some difficulties in probably getting your current job back. I heard that there are so many unemployment now because businesses are not able to open and people are being laid off, you know. So if you are one of those people that are checking out what other income streams that can come into you, or some businesses or some concepts, business idea, you are in the right place. All right. So for the new people that have not seen me before, my name is Gary Gan from Malaysia. Together with Bernard, we are actually attached with a company called Enagic, which is very interesting. It's a global platform. It's a global franchise-like platform, which I always like to call it because it runs with a system. And what a lot of new age business people call it, a platform business. So you want to be actually in a platform business model because the platform business model not only gives you residual income that's flowing in, but it gives you a lot of leverage. Okay, so the leverage factor is really, really very important in our business nowadays. Because nowadays, people are not just only talking about making money. I'm very sure there's many ways you can make money. Flipping burgers by the roadside, I'm sure you can also make money by doing that. But the next question is, do you actually have leverage in it? Okay, so the leverage factor is very important. And tonight, you're going to hear a lot about this leverage factor part when Bernard is going to share with you some very interesting information. All right. So Bernard, I'm so excited, you know, for so many days, I'm just looking forward to today's call and today's session. I'm very sure we will get a lot of information. All right, guys. So it's exactly 8 p.m. Malaysia time. I'm not sure what time is in your country right now, but it's 8 p.m. Malaysia time. And today we're going to have a very interesting speaker by name of Bernard Chan, all the way from Singapore. And we're going to be talking on a very, very interesting topic called wealth building with Kangen Business. Okay, if you don't know what's Kangen Business, don't worry. This will be explained slightly at the end of the presentation today. But it's all about wealth building. And wealth building is much more than just making money. I'll leave that to Bernard to share with you all. But before I call on Bernard today, let me just bring you all through a very quick 1+ minute video of a summary of what actually we are going to, it gives you a right expectation of what to expect of today's session. All right, guys, so give me a second. Let me play that video for you all. You'll be very, you'll have, for a lot of people, it'll be an eye-opener video, okay? All right. Bernard, can you see the screen? Oh, sorry, I've not shared screen yet. Okay, let's do a share screen. All right, let me do a share screen. All right, can you see the screen, Bernard?
Yes, I can.
All right, awesome. Let me just hide this bar somewhere here. Okay. All right, so guys, let's see this. It's just a 1 minute video. It's really amazing. It gives you a right expectation of what to expect during today's session. All right, here we go.
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades about the workplace being this secure place to work the rest of your life. For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure. This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, they may have to cut you. There's something wrong. That on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%. Technology is accelerating. Job security is declining. Just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be. Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way. We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, once you leave it, look at all this over here, look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way. The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is dead over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
Wow. Share.
Take your time.
Okay. I'm actually looking for the stop sharing button.
The top part,
Come again?
the top, center.
Just a moment, guys. Oh yes. All right, you're back. Awesome. All right. So guys, you saw that introduction, and few key points that I'd like to just highlight just before I bring up Bernard Chan is that if you notice what Robert Kiyosaki talked about, the education system. Can you imagine now from so many decades, so many centuries, people have been taught to go and get a job, get paid with a job. But things are not really working out that way. And you and I can see it on a global basis. You know, this is not the way to go. So then the next question is, what then if it's not a job? Okay, some of y'all have always asked the question, what then? Yeah, Gary always say, go to business, be an entrepreneur. I've got no experience in business. I don't have enough capital. I don't know people in the business world. All these questions probably is still in your mind. Today's session, together with Bernard Chan, we will demyth all these things and give you a very clear picture that you can actually take back and lead your life in the new norm, in the new world, right? So without further ado, let me introduce my very good friend to y'all, Bernard Chan. Bernard, I've known Bernard for close to 9 years now. And Bernard is... Yeah, come again?
More than 9 years.
Oh, more than 9 years, yes. And Bernard is an amazing individual, very big-hearted. He loves to share. And not only that, Bernard has a very amazing, how should I say, skill by taking very boring, large information and presenting it in very normal way so that laymen like us can hear. And not only that, Bernard has achieved tremendous results in this platform type of business that we are in. And therefore, he is the man tonight, and he is the best person to share with y'all how to build your wealth with Kangen Business. All right, so over to you, Bernard Chan.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Thank you for the warm welcome. Hi, everyone. I trust all is well with you. And I'm excited, a little nervous because it is a new slant. Today, the contents will be very interactive. It will be slated more towards the new people in the tribe and also the people that are outside of the tribe. So there will not be any deep information here. Okay, that will be for another session. So I will go straight to the point because I am, okay, Gary, I need you to allow me to screen share. I can't hear you.
Bernard, I think you can. You're already a co-host, you know, Bernard. I made you a co-host. Are you not a co-host? Let me just...
No, I'm not. I'm not a co-host.
Okay, let me just do that.
Yeah. So I stress once again for those in the tribe, there will not be any deep information, but I will go straight to the point. Okay. Screen share. I think, what do you think? If those of you who think these two are fairly good-looking gentlemen, please give a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, I tell you what I deem as a good-looking person. When a person is able to smile from the heart, you know, the heart speaks a lot. When you look through the eyes, the person is happy. Okay, but anyway, that's just a side point. So, okay, I go straight to the point. Today, by and large, I have identified 5 core concerns in life in most places. Okay, and most 5 core concerns. One of them would be not in order of importance because different people have different concerns. Would be health and healthcare concerns. Okay, and if you generally along the way you agree, you just typed it into the text, yeah. Then the other thing would be healthcare costs. Health concerns and healthcare costs concerns are different. Okay, one is money related. Then the next concern would be, let me see, would be the cost of children's education. And I like to joke sometimes, and in India, sometimes the cost of children's dowry. Yeah, which is sometimes not a joke also, but I understand that it's quite a, but it's been modernized. But anyway, and then the cost, the now financial concerns, the today, daily living, month to month, and so on. And finally, retirement cost concerns pertaining to retirement. Now, I like to ask, as I come out of screen share, by a show of hands, who fall into, who amongst us here, 244 minus me, 243, I'm asking you, what are the, do you think you have any of these 5, one or more than one concern in this area? Give me a sign, thumbs up, give me in a chat group and all that.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
if you, sorry to interrupt, Bernard. If you
No
have
problem.
any of these things that Bernard mentioned about, please just put a 1. Just type in 1. Let's see how many people are also on the same. Wow, Bernard, can you see that? All the 1 flying out. Amazing.
Yes, it's just running ahead, you know. Then I'm going to ask a sub question from there. Do you know people that have these concerns? I know it's a stupid question, okay? If you ask Grab drivers or taxi drivers or Uber drivers who meet a lot of people, are these some of the core concerns in life? You know what, your passengers. And really, you can nail down, these will cover, in my opinion, based on my little research. Actually, it wasn't little, it was not formally done, but I did quite extensively. And you can say that 95% of life's core concerns out there will fall under these 5. You may name it some other thing, but it falls under these 5. Okay, so those of you who generally know people or yourself fall under these, you are in the right place. Okay, and I like to move on to the screen share again. I like to mention that you're in the right place, and let's move on. Now, a participant in the room by the name of Sam Sia always mentions, this is a picture of a parachute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the parachute and your mind has one thing in common. It has to be open for it to work. Okay, so I'm asking you to have an open mind now, more so during these times that are changing so fast. Okay, let me elaborate what I mean. Look at this. Can you see that? Can you see that? So happened is it's I think it's 1950s. It's talking about, it's an advertisement of cigarette advertisement. More doctors smoke Camel than any other cigarettes. I'll elaborate my point later. Dentists, my screen is, they basically, dentists recommends Old Gold, less sore throat, and Viceroy filters the smoke. Ask your dentist, I would recommend Viceroy. So why am I showing this? Now, today we know smoking is bad. But in the 50s, the experts were saying smoking is good or all right. My point is, just because it comes from a so-called expert doesn't mean that person is always accurate. Remember, our mind is like a parachute. Now, of course, today we have the wisdom of hindsight. So who doesn't know smoking is harmful? By the way, any of you who are smoking, I would like to recommend that you cut down on smoking. I used to smoke 60 sticks a day. Yeah, I'm not asking you to quit, but that's a separate note, yeah? Now, so do I make my point? Thumbs up or whatever, if I make my point that doctors recommend people to smoke, you know, dentists, and say this brand is better. How ridiculous. Today, not those days. Understand what I'm trying to say? And what more, times are moving so much faster, so much faster. Okay, it is said that knowledge from beginning of time till now, every 18 months, knowledge doubles. It's exponential. So what? Okay, let me go on to my next point. Okay, so I'm asking you to be a parachute. Listen to this. Gary, if you have any points or anything, just cut in, please feel free. Experts from the past may not be experts for today problems, as I sort of proved to you. Now, some of you have seen me using this slide before. This is a picture of Mount Everest, 8,000 plus meters, 29,000 feet or something like that. We know it is the highest point. Okay, now I like to ask for me to see reaction. I come out to the main screen. Now, if anybody wants to climb Mount Everest, we need to get an expert to teach us. Agree? Give me a sign. Agree? Or can you just go and, like Singapore, the highest mountain is not even qualified as a mountain. It's 500 plus feet high. It's Mount Faber. Okay, for those who are less familiar, mountain is 1,000 feet and above. Okay, and yes, so we agree that to want to climb something as arduous and dangerous as Mount Everest, we need to learn from an expert. So guess what? We learn from an expert. Like this guy. He's got 23 gold medal, Olympics medal. Now I'm being a bit ridiculous here, but he's an expert, He's an expert swimmer. He's not an expert mountain climber. So we need to learn from someone perhaps like this guy. He wrote the book Dare to Dream. He's climbed Mount Everest 3 times. He's an adventurer. He's a Malaysian turned Singaporean. Just check out his amazing guy. I'm fortunate to know him well. His name is Khoo Swee Chiao. On a separate note, KHOOSWEECHIEOW or something like that. Okay, the book is Dare to Dream. Why do I bring this up? Okay, you need to learn from someone who is an expert for today. Now, just because a person is an expert in their field, successful in their career, and they say, oh, certain industry doesn't work. Are they an expert in that industry? That's my point. Or mother says, or father says, brother says, wrong in the... How do they know? Are they an expert to give that opinion? Or is it just an opinion not out of... Hey, I have a cat listening to me as well. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is the first time. Eric, I have your cat listening to me. So I'm going to ask, please prepare your cat that I'm going to do a Q&A and I'm going to ask your cat some, yeah, just kidding anyway. So bear in mind, people are very quick to give opinions not based on expert information. And you know what's the funny thing? We get affected by non-experts' opinion. Remember, there are even experts of yesteryears that is not applicable today because life is changing so fast. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so I go straight to the problem. Life's challenges are for most people. Now, it is said that if we solve many people's problems, that's where we can make a lot of money. I will go straight to one of the 5 core concerns. Today, my focus is retirement from a financial standpoint first. The screen share is blocked. I forgot to factor in the top part of the Zoom. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But this is average life expectancy at a global level. We all generally are growing old. Our life expectancy is getting longer and longer. I don't even want to dive into what is the reason. Okay, it's not today's session. And since Gary and myself chatted, I got a blessing from Gary that I'll focus on Singapore and Malaysia statistics. So for those of you who are from India and Philippines / Norway and all that, you take the essence of what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, this is Singapore's life expectancy, ladies and gentlemen. Please note, 2019 is 80. Singapore is the third longest living, third or fourth or whatever. 83.53, 2019. Okay, remember that figure, ladies and gentlemen. 83.53. And if you look at 2017, 2018, life expectancy growth rate is 0.26%, and 2019 is 0.16%. Now, I generally like to take my illustration a more conservative stance. Gary, you please have your calculator ready later. I may need you, okay? Now, so I will take the conservative, the 0.16% growth. Now let's go to Malaysia. Today we will focus more on Malaysia for reasons that Gary and myself discussed. Shh, it's a secret. But anyway, Malaysia life expectancy is 76.07. That is 2009, because 2020 has not happened yet. Apparently a lot of depression now during COVID. But anyway, so the difference is about a 7 years difference, okay? And 2018, 2017 is 0.26%, while 2019 is 0.19. Okay, so remember these figures as I go through what I'm trying to mention. Sorry, I overran my slides. Okay, so back to you guys. I need to see you guys. It's very funny to look at numbers and talk. Have you all tried that? Anyone? Looking at numbers and talk? Sonia is laughing. Okay, so I'm a human being, you know. So if you guys give me energy, I can give more. Okay, now, so what is the challenge here? I like to point out a few things, yeah. I wrote some things. So Malaysia life expectancy. So anyone now is 45 years old. From Malaysia. Any 45-year-old? Okay, but anyway, Eric, you're 45 years old, Eric? Okay, Eric, let's say you are a Malaysian. Okay, Eric? Yeah, example, Eric thumbs up just now. Now, and last year you were 44-year-old, 2019. And if you live an average life, in life expectancy, you'll live for 32 years more from 43 years last year, and now 44 years old. Life expectancy, you will expect to live another 32 years to 76 years old. Okay? Now, I'd like to ask Malaysians here, what is the official retirement age in Malaysia, please? Any contribution? Any contribution? Gary, do you know, or any Malaysians, do you all know what is the official retirement age in Malaysia? 60. Very good, Stephen. Thank you. No, it's 60. I did my homework, Fadzwan. Yeah, okay. Now, in Singapore, any Singaporeans here want to volunteer the information? It's 62 anyway. Okay, now, so let's talk about Eric the Malaysian, so to speak. He works until 60. He has to have money to sustain himself until 76. Now, now where was I? Financially speaking, I was taught that one needs to plan for the rest of after retirement, 70% of last salary, to live on 70% every month of last drawn salary as a basic financial planning. Now, question, I like to ask ladies and gentlemen, which is better? At 70%, you will be basically on a budget every day for the rest of your life, or would you want your retirement to be a permanent holiday? Any response? So you would want to plan it as a permanent holiday, correct? So you need more than 70% of your last drawn salary. Now, this is a problem a lot of people have not looked at. The other problem that we need to live to for Malaysian 76. But guess what? Eric the Malaysian at 19% increase. That's the conservative, yeah, per year. Eric, by the time you reach 76 years old, life expectancy in Malaysia will be 80.7 years. It would have increased by 4 years. So first of all, not many people plan that time from 60 to 76 years old. Now, I'd like to ask here, Gary, can you facilitate a bit? Put into the chat, ladies and gentlemen. When you retire at 70% or when you plan to have a permanent holiday, you must realize there may be some unexpected financial costs that you didn't plan in. Agree, everyone? Okay, what will be some of the unexpected financial costs? I will start off. Noticeable increase in medical costs. Okay, what else? Type in and then Gary, you could facilitate a bit, please. Yeah, critical illness, Velson. Yeah.
Yeah, so what you are mentioning, Bernard, is very true. A lot of people actually just look at what's happening today, or maybe the most is next year, but they don't see what you are trying to tell us right now.
Okay, then while we yes, who said inflation? I just saw unexpected inflation. That's very important. Unexpected inflation. Will it happen? I don't know. Okay, so could there be other things? Maybe. Okay, so we plan sometimes based on ideal. And I've already mentioned that Eric, the Malaysian, but if he plans fairly well, insurance industry used to plan financial planning whereby you have a lump sum when interest rates was a lot higher, and then you plan capital preservation. You live off the interest from your bulk amount. But the interest nowadays is so low that the model generally has changed to a saving, a lump sum, and you draw down. And hopefully you don't outlive this drawdown. Because interest is, in my opinion, I call it negligible. In Malaysia, fixed D is 3%, Singapore is 1% plus. So that's a huge difference. Xuan Yi, I did some research. Some today are offering 3.25% compared to 2.8. It's still negligible, yeah? So the capital preservation model doesn't work anymore because interest. So now imagine if your capital is fixed and you draw down, and I say Eric planned for 76 with some unexpected contingency financially. And by the time he reached 76, he realized, oh wow, for whatever reason, life expectancy is 80 years old. 4 years. In a very blunt sense, you're screwed. You know, and that's just, I'm referring to one person. He's a responsible person. He plans pertaining to 76 years old. Not many people even plan. But those who plan to the national life expectancy forgot the increase. Okay? Now, let's talk about Singapore. Singapore has that was Singapore. So Singapore is 83. Retirement is 62. So let's say last year, 2019 here, I'm a 43-year-old Singaporean and I plan because I see these stats. And so I, based on capital drawdown model, and based on the more conservative 0.16 extension every year, now you get my point now, when I reach 83/83.5 years old, which is 40 years from today, 44 years from today, 2020, life expectancy will be 89 years old. If I'm a responsible one that I plan for 83, which is already very difficult financially, if I'm a person that goes by model of saving, wow. Okay, so the problem is exacerbated more than if I just say the general word retirement. Okay, so I'm going to screen share that. You guys saw the slides already. So please don't do this. What am I trying to say? Please don't hide your head in the hole and expect by the time you reach there, you just sweep it under the carpet. Please, please do not do this. Yeah. So what are your options? Before then, I like to ask, so have I created a problem in your life? Gary, you facilitate this part. Any questions, any comments, anything?
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions up to right now, you can always key in at the chat button, the chat group here.
Yeah, and before then, certain countries, when you put money in the bank, you have to pay the bank interest to put money in the bank. That's called negative interest.
Right.
I have a feeling that will happen more and more. The country wants you to take money out to spend. That's ridiculous, you know. Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Bernard, you are giving us so much clarity right now. We are seeing a lot of very good value from you. Yeah. So
thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank
rock the head. Rock more the head. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So shall I go on?
Yeah.
Options.
Yes.
I want to be as objective. Okay. Although most of us are from a certain tribe, I want to be objective. So options. Let's talk about options. Now, this is Bakote with my dear friend James Chia. Okay, let me tell you a bit about him. But before the options, let me go back first. Options. What are some of the options that people can have? They can work, but by and large, if you are not earning super huge income, like in Singapore, on average income is 6,000 to 8,000 Singapore dollars a month. If you are, in my opinion, $20,000 a month, even $20,000 a month, it's very difficult to get ahead. It buys you a good life until retirement. Then you will be fretting and you will be like Eric, the example I gave, or you'll be like me at 44 years old this year, 40 years to retirement, that problem, okay? Based on capital drawdown principle. So there are a few other options. For those whose head is not in the ground, they realize and they work extra. So let's talk about before COVID, what was something that was able to give us extra income? I really applaud this industry. My friend who is in this, in the attendance list, Sam Sia, and myself, always praise Grab, Uber, and all that, you know. Yeah, why? Number one, it gives us fantastic access to public transport. Number two, it gives normal people a chance for an extra income. But is the chance to drive Grab as a career or strong part-time income good now? Okay, that's one. Number two, let's talk about real estate as freelance extra income. Now, I like to ask, is real estate generally very rocky up and down? It's very cyclical. And during down cycles, it's a difficult industry to be in. I'm not against real estate. I'm really not against real estate. Later, I'll make a case, but what about we investing in real estate to create a retirement income stream? I will make a case later for based on Singapore and Malaysia, mainly using Singapore stats. But okay, and then what about insurance? Now, according to, so I will go to my slides now. Insurance. I love the insurance industry. For a few $100, immediately I create $1 million of asset. You know, it is instant asset. Insurance is a now. So I like to go on to the next part. So I was with my friend James Chia. James was, this guy has, if you go to his LinkedIn profile, this guy is so illustrious history. In Singapore, he was top, he was Singapore Armed Forces Scholar, scholar. He's Dr. James Chia, doctorate in civil engineering. And then he went from there to become, he went into the insurance industry, company that starts with P. I was there when he joined, and out of the blue, he, for those of you who understand the insurance industry, the first year he became the unofficial agent of the year. Why unofficial? Because there's no such thing as first year become agent of the year. So he was made rookie of the year. He was court of the table. Ladies and gentlemen, court of the table is 3 times minimum of MDRT. Now to be MDRT, already amongst the top, first year. So he was 6 years in the P company. And for the 6 years, he was, I asked him, how many years were you court of the table? Usually in the whole country, I think maybe 5 court of the table only, or something like that, or maybe 8. And he said, I don't know, a minimum 3, maybe every year. He's so nonchalant about it, you know, so humble about it. Now, and yet, he wrote this book, A Financial Planner's View to MLM. And about 10 years ago, he left the industry. Now, some of you know that insurance sales, you have a flow, what do you call that? A renewal commission that is guaranteed due to you if you stay in the company. That means your clients' second year, third year, fourth year premiums, when they pay, you will get a certain fixed amount even when you don't work, except just to service them. And 10 years ago, his guaranteed renewal income was more than 500,000 Singapore dollars. And yet he quit based on the views from this book. Okay? And this is what he said. He said, the insurance industry gives you insurance. That's an aspect I love. It allows you to invest to a certain degree. In my personal opinion, it is not the most fantastic returns now. Too much admin charges, etc. It gives you a chance for inheritance. So insurance is beautiful for this. However, he said, in fact, he just did a Zoom call pertaining to his tribe, and he mentioned on his Facebook page. You can go to his Facebook page, okay? And he says, insurance, if you buy insurance and you pay every year, every month, what is missing is the income aspect. And therefore, he says MLM is the perfect vehicle. Was that good value? I mean, that distinction there? Okay, so I'm just giving options, the various options. So I want to be objective here for people that is not part of the tribe yet. Gary, you can put on you can unmute, and just anytime I encourage you to just
Bernard,
yes, Gary.
while you keep this screen share on, are you referring to the people who are selling insurance or people who are buying insurance specifically? In this,
I'm talking about people who are buying insurance first.
from
Okay.
buying insurance from the point of investing now.
Yes. For the purpose of those 3 points earlier I mentioned.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and this is coming from a person that was deep in the industry, super successful. But
Right.
yet, from a person that was in the industry, very successful, gave up guaranteed renewal income, a commission without new sales of $500,000 Singapore dollars 10 years ago. Now from I jumped the gun with this point earlier. Now now he says in the book, okay, he says in the book, income stream is important after formal retirement if you are in a job. Okay, so some people say, yeah, I just get it from property. Now in Singapore, you know what is, ladies and gentlemen, you know what is the average rental yield of property in Singapore? ladies and gentlemen, anyone want to guess how many percent? Okay, what is rental yield? For those who are less familiar the term, it's, let's say, $5,000 a month rental. That means $60,000 a year. $60,000 that rental per year divide by the current market, the price of the market price of the property. So if it's 1 million, then it is 6% rental yield. Understand? So anyone, 3%, KP, you say 3%? You're being very generous, KP. Very generous. Anyone else wants to guess? It is on average 2%, 1.8 to 2%. Let me prove to you. Let me prove to you. Okay, this will be a place that is having 70-something years left of leasehold. That means you pay 33 million, after 33 years, it's gone, no more. This is leasehold. If you buy, it is a bit cheaper because it is leasehold. But if you rent, it is market price. Nobody cares when you rent. Tenants don't care whether it's leasehold or not. It doesn't change the rentability and the rental price. It is based on location and so on. Okay, so Sentosa Cove, this place is 33 million with about 80, 70 something years left. That's crazy. Yeah? Gary, can you calculate just for fun? Let's say 78 years lease left. 33 million divided by 78 years. Gary, can you help? Yeah, just for fun, ladies and gentlemen.
Divide
by 78. That means this place you buy, you own it for 78 years only.
423,000 Sing dollars.
It cannot be 423,000 per year or per month?
You divide that by 77, right?
78. Okay, divide by 78.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1 year, 33 million.
Divide 78 is 423,000.
Yes. So 1 year, your depreciation will be $400,000+ to live in this place. Wow. Okay, now this same property is also, if you notice this part here, okay, this part here is this same picture. The same person is also renting out, option to rent $32,000. So Gary, can you take $32,000 multiply by 12?
32 multiply 12.
Divide by $33 million. That's the rental yield.
33 million. 0.0116%.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear the percentage rental yield? How? Okay, okay, so this is 32 times 12. Hold on. 32 times 12 divided by 33 million. It is 1.16% rental yield, KP. 1.16. And this is based on 99-year lease, where the rental yield is a bit better. Okay, now let's go on to freehold, where the rental yield is worse. I'm using all the large houses because it's more extreme, but the average is about 1.8 to 2% average. This is a $39 million house. It's 28,000. It's maybe 7.7%, 70% of an acre. Okay, 39 million. The same house is also for rental. $16,000. 16 times 12 divided by $39 million. AP, 0.49% rental yield. Now, I spoke to a property consultant who is quite known in Singapore and Malaysia. He says in Malaysia, on average, there are some that goes to 5 plus. On average, is 4%. 4%. So I'm going to use what I'm familiar. In Singapore, I'm going to use 2% to illustrate a point, okay? I'm going to illustrate a point here. Now, so according to James Chia in the book, he says $5,000 of passive income. Passive income is income that keeps coming whether you work or not. Understand what I'm saying? Passive income in property is when you have a second property fully paid, and having a tenant. That's passive income. You almost don't have to work. You have to do a bit of work every 2-3 years when the lease runs out and so on and so on, maybe paint the place and so on. So passive income 5,000, according to the book, I can't remember which chapter, he says to a CFO earning $30,000 a month, he will scoff at the 5,000. Do you agree generally? Yeah. Now, but he doesn't realize he got paid 30,000 for the work done last month. That's all. If he doesn't work, he doesn't get paid anymore. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Yeah, Gary?
That's what makes the difference between passive and active income. A lot of people judge a person by the ability to make money, but forgot that what happens if a MCO, a coronavirus like this strikes, or the person has certain disability. I still remember reading one book that talks about, you know, some of these surgeons make a lot of money, right? These high-end surgeons, cardiologists or what? What if the fingers have arthritis problem and they cannot operate anymore? Zero. So even they can be making $100,000 a month, but with just one thing that goes away, that money is gone. And that's a very big risk between active and passive income.
Yes, and so James, my friend, made this illustration for Singaporeans. Hear this, with rental yield 2%. So what is the value of 5,000 per month passive income relative to housing? He says to have a house, second house, fully paid, because you need to live in one, right? Fully paid, worth 3 million Singapore dollars. Now, Gary, if you can do a simple, anyway, all of us can do a simple calculation. 3 million at 2% rental yield is $60,000 a year, which is $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
So 5,000 passive income from the multi-MLM industry is not too dissimilar in terms of retirement. Owning a second property to give you a cash flow of a second property fully paid worth $3 million in Singapore. Wow. Second property fully paid. Now, both are not easy, but which is more difficult? I'm just trying to put things in perspective of the value of the industry called network marketing, or some people call it multi-level marketing.
Well, Bernard, you gave us Bernard, you need to put right in front of your face because of your background.
No, it's because what happened is, anyway, the book, I had to take out the book from my bedside to take a photo so I can do the slides for you guys earlier.
You know, Bernard, what you just shared is really eye-opener to me as well as to a lot of people. A lot of people do not view networking income from a property investment passive income point of view, which I love the way that you compare it that way, and then you realize that the income that you're actually making from a leverage platform like network marketing business is truly amazing, because it gives you a risk that is so much lesser than a property, and yet the income stream that is coming just like a property is so much better. Thanks, Bernard.
Yes. Thank you for the comment. I trust those who are attending, you guys are getting value. I would like to go on to the next part. 0.49% rental yield, this place. Gosh, he's sitting on a $39 million place and he wants to rent for 16,000. That's the days of heady property rise of property prices are gone in a mature market like Singapore. Okay, so some questions here. So very often in this industry, some people like to say, sorry, I keep coming in and out. I needed to refer. I should have opened up another screen for myself. People say, yeah, but in network marketing, the product is overpriced. Now, those of you who are in the tribe, give me a thumbs up if you have encountered cases like that before. Give me a thumbs up, please. Anyone? Yeah, I see Sam, I see Sonia, and everybody is smiling with a thumbs up, not just a thumbs up, but a knowing thumbs up. But for those who are not in the tribe, let me show you. Let me show you my next slide. How much does it cost to make a running shoe? This is a very extreme example. Yeezy Boost from Adidas costs $10 to make, and Adidas sells it for $350. Sneakers could be considerably cheaper if brands stop paying all the money to all the celebrities and so on. Now, and yet we are willing to pay a few $100s for those shoes.
Not only paying, Bernard, people literally line up at these Adidas and Nike stores just to get hold of it.
Yes, and those are okay. The hot models, the company will mark up like crazy. But by and large, the normal models, ladies and gentlemen, let me read out. Production cost $76, Yeezy Boost $750, retail price $350. Wow! Suddenly you see sale $270. You think you're getting a good price. Adidas Ultra Boost, production cost $43, retail $180, production cost $30, $160 retail, etc. And then here we, wow, so excited to go to what do you call it, the outlets and all that. I hope you guys are getting some value here. I trust you are. Okay, let's look at the breakdown. Industry study, the breakdown. There you go. Now, a retailer usually gets, if for $100, the top part is blocked off. For a $100 shoe, for every $100 that you pay at retail, $50 is retailer's margin. And cost to produce $21, and you buy it $100. And you buy from a friend who owns a shop, you buy it for $90, maybe. $5 is for freight, insurance, custom, and custom duty. $8 is for marketing, unless that particular model has some famous guy, and other expenses and overheads is $13. And Adidas, the profit for every $100 shoe is $2. Gary, are you enjoying this information?
Very, very much. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and so, guys, those of you who are within the tribe, tell them, okay, those that are outside of the tribe, good network marketing companies, there is a cost to marketing, but it is the cost to marketing is by people who believe in the product or services. That's the difference. You're sure that.
Sorry, Bernard. I guess there are also certain network marketing companies that really sell overpriced products. For example, those that you know what I'm referring to, right? They are actually very focused in their compensation plan, and then they just go out there and just source the most trendiest product that's currently in trend, and then they just put a product there, but their whole key intention is basically to market the compensation plan. I mean, it does happen.
Those companies, when the product is not being, people not buying at full value, eventually it will crumble. Yeah. So we want to only compare to companies that have a history, a decent history. Yeah. The history tells you a lot. Now, very good point. Now, some people scoff at network marketing. Who has experienced, those in the tribe, those in the industry, who has experienced that before? They look down on your industry. Anyone? Any response?
Okay, guys, any of y'all have this kind of experience? Just give me a 3. Just press a 3 at the chat box, okay? Let's see. Keep the 3 coming. Keep the 3 coming. You can see,
some
right?
of you Some of you who put 3, maybe you scoffed at the industry last time.
Yeah,
Mark is
there are
up.
a lot of anti-network marketers right here in this room actually.
Okay, let's address some myth now.
Yes.
Okay, why is network marketing so scoffed? There are very good reasons.
All right.
Number one, how much does it cost to become a member of generally a network marketing company? $100, $200, $300, and you are a member. Agree?
Yes.
With $100,
that's true.
$300, the entry barrier is very low. When the entry barrier is low, the natural byproduct would be a very low level of professionalism, the average level of professionalism. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That gives rise to the public to think it's a bad industry. That's why we still have a business.
Yes.
Because the general market have not come in yet because of the general perception. So because it's $200, entry barrier very low, anybody can come in. Low professionalism. That doesn't mean they're unprofessionals in the business. The fact that you came in at this time tells me you are one of those rare ones, the professionals. Or you are seeking if you are not part of the industry or the tribe. Make sense? Yeah. So I stress, imagine if you go to a famous hotel. Let's talk about, say, a hotel chain, Ritz-Carlton. And that day, the bellhop had a bad day. He just received news that his mother was diagnosed with stage 4.5 aggressive cancer. And somehow he couldn't be at his best and he treated you badly. Just because of your experience, do you do a write-off of the whole hotel chain? Or maybe even worse still, I don't want to stay in a hotel anymore. I'll live in the streets when I go and travel. That's what, because of one bad experience. I see Gary is laughing. I see Kuniko-san is laughing as well. Yeah. But that's what most people do. And guess what they do? Remember my first slide earlier? My first few slides? They listen to people whom they think are experts. And they form their opinion. So that's the reason. Okay, so let's talk about the industry again. One of the richest people in the world, he is known as one of the greatest investor in the whole world. The company that he guides has A shares and B shares. Okay, and his A shares is worth $280,000 per share. Per share. Who is he? Anyone want to mention that? Yes, I see Alvin. Yes, correct. Yes, that's right. Now, Warren Buffett is known to be one of the best investors in the world. And in his portfolio, Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio is this company. Pampered Chef, the Pampered Chef. And this company sells by network marketing only, MLM or network marketing. Now, one of the most respected investors in the world, he's famous for value investing. And he bought, and you know how many percent of the Pampered Chef Berkshire Hathaway owns? Gary, make a guess. Gary? Make a guess. I cannot hear you. Make a guess how many percent Berkshire Hathaway owns of this company, Pampered Chef. 100% of Pampered Chef.
100. Wow.
Yeah, I think last year the revenue was $200+ million.
Yes.
Pampered Chef. So hello, it is not the So if one of the most respected investors in the world buys and includes a network marketing company, I leave it to you whether it is a bad industry or not, by and large, though they are bad sheep, you know. So any comments? Gary, back to you. You want to ask any questions? Open up
Bernard,
questions.
Bernard, since you are talking along this line, I was just watching a documentary on Netflix a couple of days ago that talks about how franchise business started. You know, the franchise business like McDonald's, Wendy's, and all this. And guys, do you all know in the early days, franchise are considered illegals? They were literally illegal operation, and they were not recognized as, you know, but look at franchise today. So my question to you is, do you want to get into franchise today or to get into franchise those days, like how McDonald's started? So, so timely, I'm telling you, that's why Bernard, today's talk is very timely, because as you and I know, being expert in this particular industry, the big person, the big level people, the superstars of the industry has not yet entered the market. Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes. So let's move on to the next point. Any questions, Gary? You want to to host any questions, the myths, or do you want
so
to
far
ask questions, Gary?
Come again. So far there are no questions. Let me just see.
Or do you have any questions to ask me?
Yeah. Basically, I received some questions in our internet marketing drive just before these sessions. There are questions by this person called Ronald, and Ronald asked, the reason why he actually cheese off a lot of MLM or network marketing opportunity, because he somehow, from his perspective, he felt that it's not a serious business and MLM companies doesn't last. What's your take on that?
Well, there's this company that was started in the first MLM company was actually started in 18 plus, but officially is 1956 or something like that. That later they changed name to a company called Amway. Amway is $8.8 billion last year revenue. Okay, so my slides later will answer that. So any other questions? My slides later will answer that, Gary.
Bernard, there's a question from somebody that says, what's the name of that book that you were holding just now?
It's called The Financial Planner's View of MLM. The author, James, he printed a fixed amount, and I bought up the whole lot. So if James wants some more, he has to buy from me. So it's called The Financial, Why Network Marketing Makes Good Sense. The word sense there, the 2S there is in $sign. The Financial Planner's View to MLM.
Right.
Yeah. James Chia. I mean, Sam had a chance to meet up with him. Just a person I respect a lot. So,
right. Okay, guys,
to Ronald's question, yeah. Sorry,
guys. I know there are some questions that are coming in, but those questions that are not so related to this topic, maybe we can address you on a personal basis. Okay. So I think Bernard, it's time for you to move on to your next session so that we can track on the timing. Yeah.
Okay. So to Ronald's question and a bit about the industry, network marketing. I will also network marketing industry. Now this is from a report from an event. Now here are the some of the information. Okay, first of all, network marketing is one of the simplest paths to entrepreneurship. I will elaborate that a bit later. My view about I will substantiate that my view. Okay. Here are the statistics of network marketing. 2009, globally, it was 117 billion revenue. But ladies and gentlemen, can you see a growing trend? 213 next year, 158, 167, 178, 182, 183, 182. Now there's a slight drop here, then 189. Okay, 2017. And so it hit 189.6 billion. Now I like the guy that organized this information. 189.6, he puts 189. Tells me that he's generally a conservative guy. Okay. Now, what about
Bernard, sorry, are these figures in US dollars?
US dollars global.
Right.
Network marketing reached a record of 116.7 million distributors in 2017. I don't have the 2018 figures. I tried to look for it because I subscribe to, I'm always searching on network marketing, a statistics company. Okay. So I need to see where the global trends, which markets to move. And yeah. So can you see the number of distributors is growing? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, why? The standard formula of you need to work hard, you need to study hard, then you look for a good job and you work hard, and then you look at your future when you want to retire, you get shocked. Yeah. Now I like to give you an illustration because that model generally doesn't work. The percentage of people that is able to make that model work is very small, very small. Okay. So let me give you an illustration, ladies and gentlemen. I got to unshare. I want to look at you guys. Listen, imagine I just graduated and I'm excited with life. And I start climbing the ladder of life. And I work hard because Papa, Mama taught me to work hard with integrity. And I climb well. And I learn from good people and I climb well. And as decades pass, I reach 50 years old. And because life is so busy in capital city like Singapore and many other places, and for the first time at 50, 54 years old, I stopped at a ladder where I've climbed quite high, and I looked around. And I realized, oh gosh, I placed my ladder on the wrong wall. That's what a lot of people are going to... Yeah. That's the bulk of people are going to face that. I give an example of Singapore. Now, those people living in capital cities like Kuala Lumpur, yes, it's a bit expensive, but correspondingly, salary is correspondingly higher than in the province. Agree? Gary, if you can unmute so that I can have a bit of, yeah, and I can see Mary also agreeing. Now, or in Philippines, I live in Manila. Gosh, Ayala Avenue, it's a Makati, it's expensive. But in Singapore, it is expensive, it is high cost. But you guys in Kuala Lumpur, your friends they can retire with not that much money by choosing to go to the province to retire. In Philippines, you can go to the province to retire. Almost every country can do that except Singapore. Singapore has no province. Singapore is, the whole country is the state. The whole state is, yeah. So, if we want to drive a bit further out into the outskirts, we fall into the sea. Yeah.
Except for that place, Bernard, that you brought me to, Pulau Ubin.
You're not allowed to have residential there. You're not allowed there. Okay. Those who are not part of the tribe or the industry, please don't place the ladder on the wrong wall, ladies and gentlemen. I implore you.
Yeah. Bernard, I would like to just add one thing here.
Please, Gary.
This is also specifically for some of our listeners here from the Philippines. I'm very sure the Filipino knows of this culture called the OFW, Overseas Filipino Workers. Can you imagine? Is for this group of people, it's not just only placing the ladder on the wrong wall, but this ladder has been placed for generations. Can you imagine, just for the sake of making that money, how much have they sacrificed? How much have they gave up just for that ladder to be placed on the wrong wall in the first place? Can you guys see that picture? And me getting I'm very blessed because I get to work a lot with the Filipino people, with the Filipino teams of mine. I get to feel their pain. So yes. It became a vicious cycle. It became I don't want to do it, but I have to do it, and I will do it, and I don't like to do it, that kind of thing. Yeah. So Bernard, what you have shared just now is truly amazing because it actually opens our eyes to see that, hey, you don't need to place, in fact, you don't need to even have a ladder. Now you don't need ladder. There's more than just ladders, right?
Okay, so So I like to mention the key reason, in my opinion, my humble opinion, why this is happening all over the world. That people are so, mindset is to work for people. When the chance of working for people, the chance to have that financial success, so they can retire well, the percentage is already so small. The odds are against you. You are gambling with your life just based on the statistics. Okay, hear this. And also earlier, Les Brown was saying, Monday, people die of heart attack more than on Monday when going to work. You know, people hate jobs on Monday. Okay, but here's my humble opinion. Now, there was a season called the Industrial Revolution. There was that boom where jobs were very much needed. And the education industry was created to fill jobs. And today, the education industry has advanced a lot based on the same platform. So the fundamental platform is teaching people to get a job. Nothing wrong with getting a job per se, but if teaching people mainly to get a job as the only way, then that is wrong. So that's just my opinion and my extra 2 cents worth. Now, I see 1 or 2 recording, like Kuniko-san. I like to request, don't put on social media, just digest it for yourself, so that I'm free to say things. Please, by all means, I got no, oh, thank you, Dipali, thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. So I'll go on, Gary, unless you have anything to add, Gary.
I just want to say one thing, Bernard, just to add on to that is times, especially in terms of education, times have changed so much. I still remember when I was growing up, a lot of my friends was going for courses to become graphic designers and end up working with ad agencies and all that. You know, guys, if most of y'all know, today we have this software called canva.com. You don't even need to pay. You don't even need to pay. You don't even need to spend years learning to be a graphic designer. I am now a professional graphic designer. Look at how times changes. But the funny thing and the scariest thing is if you were to walk into any schools and any, let's say, colleges and university, the teaching method are still based on what's happening years ago. That's scary, guys. That's really scary.
Okay, so let me go on. So I hope you all like these statistics. It's out there. Next. 2017 was a breakthrough year. The number of network marketing distributors grew to 116 million and sales grew to 189 billion, both record highs. Why? Because it's driven by a need. People are losing faith in that model bit by bit, more and more. I'm not against that model of working hard and so on, but the percentage, even network marketing, the successes are not high, but the risk is low if we start it on part-time. I can't see the slides. Annual growth and 3 points. Anyway, now listen to this. Network marketing companies generated, this is based on up to 2017, $1.5 trillion in sales since 2009 to 2017, 600 billion in commissions 2009 to 2017. But listen to this. Now, network marketing pays $208 million a day in commissions.
Wow.
I saw Kuniko-san. Yeah. Hey, so I hope I've answered Ronald's question. It is not in local term abing akau industry. Just because there are abing akau in the industry doesn't mean it's abing akau industry. Let me elaborate. In the 70s, you join the insurance industry, you lose friends because of the image. Agree? Those of you who are a certain age, KP, there was that. Would you agree that in the 70s there was that general image? But that doesn't make the insurance industry a bad image. Just like in the 50s, doctor tell you to smoke because it's healthy doesn't mean it's healthy, right? Yeah, so one must be open. Yeah, just because of many bad hats. Frankly, there are more bad hats than good ones. That doesn't make it a bad industry. The model works. Okay, 208 million globally, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not even finished my point about the industry. I'm not even finished. Let's go on. Now, there are many people who are registered distributors, they don't do anything. So people like that pull the average down. So globally, on average, each distributor in 2017 generates $1,600 in sales volumes per year. Like let's say I use one bottle of I mean, am I a member? I don't know. Maybe I buy through my friends or whatever. I'm not sure. Of essential oil, and I buy 2 bottles a month. Oh, I'm a distributor. Of course, the average will drop. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, now that I think I made a fairly good case of the industry. Let's talk about the segmentizing of the industry. Some are services, some are utilities, some are home care, some are financial service, clothing, household, cosmetics, and personal care, and wellness. Now, obviously, those who are in my tribe, Kangen tribe, we are in the wellness, though we can spill over into others, but by and large, it's wellness. Now, just because it is the largest doesn't mean it has good potential, but it is the largest, okay? Next, this is 2019 by someone who took, wellness is also number 1. Wellness also number 1. Now, why is wellness number 1 and it's growing? Why? Because of the first few slides I show you, the global aging. Now, based on those slides, I say it's the biggest. That doesn't mean it's the best potential. But based on aging population, people are aging more and more. You decide whether it is good or not, whether there is more room for wellness or not. You decide, because I cannot make a case for you. Okay? Questions?
And Bernard, since you mentioned along this line, it's just like sometimes it's like fishing, right? You want to fish where all the fishes are. You don't want to fish a place where you hardly even see any fish. So guys, if you are looking at generating income and specifically in the network marketing, you among so many types of different sectors, from cosmetics to healthcare and wellness, you want to place your chances in the ones that gives you the most return. So that is why seeing that chart makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much, Bernard.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, let me take a screenshot for me to put on. I forgot to smile. Okay, I want to put on Facebook when I. Guys, thank you for your feedback on your chat and all. It's very encouraging. Let's move on to the next part.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was a bit nervous before this because it's the flow. I was just trying to put the flow together. Some advantage of network marketing or multi-level marketing. Now, in most companies, the infrastructure has been laid, meaning it is registered, the legal aspect for you to share and move the products, the commission structure. For the more established companies will be multiple companies. Like example, the one that we are in, some of us are in Magic. If I have a sale in Las Vegas, I get paid in Singapore dollars within a few weeks.
That's amazing. That's truly amazing.
Yes, the company has done the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
The
fact that a sale, sometimes, Bernard, do you agree? Yeah. Sometimes this sale is not even done by us. It is virtually like somebody did it, and then somehow that money finds its way from Las Vegas and end up in our bank account right there in Singapore and Malaysia. Simply amazing.
The company is giving us good network marketing companies. Shh, don't say this. They overpay us for the little that we have to do. They do all the heavy lifting and they pay us so much. Something is wrong, but never mind. Shh, don't tell people.
It's really amazing.
Yeah,
sometimes I think of this fact is really good. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ask any person that started a business from scratch and went regional. the kind of risk and yeah, like toast box
Crazy.
or what have you, you know, or bun tong ki and yeah, okay. So let's move on. Let's move on. I'm glad you okay. Next, so infrastructure heavy lifting is done by the company. Now some people say, but I don't know how to do. Now I like to take a word out of a half a phrase out of Gary's famous phrase. It's not about expertise. It's not hungry is the problem. If you are hungry, expertise will be provided. Now, let me elaborate. Now, if I brought Gary into the business, if Gary succeeds, I have financial gains. Do you think I want to provide all my expertise to Gary? Ladies and gentlemen, it makes sense, right? And I hope to God that Gary does better than me. Why? Bottom line is I earn more because Gary does good. Bottom line.
Yes.
What more? What if I don't have the expertise? The person that brought me into the business, do you think he has financial gains over the success of Gary Gunn?
Yes, definitely.
And if the person still new, maybe he joined one day before me. What about the person before him? And the whole line. Number one. Number two, we can consult YouTube University. The company that we are in on YouTube has a lot of how-tos. So expertise is not a problem. Now, number three, lack of expertise for the engineers out there when you went to primary 1 at 7 years old never stop you from studying and aspiring to be an engineer because you took your time to study to become an expert. So
Yes.
What's the difference? Except here's the difference. In Enegic, you get paid a lot. In companies like Enegic, you can get paid a lot while you're learning.
Yeah.
All other industries, you are paying your school fees. You pay before you even earn. Here you earn, okay? So people, and guess what? There are people, hey, look, some of you guys are not in Gary's team and he opened up to you guys. So there are people that want to teach. There are resources. So expertise is not a problem. Lack of hunger is the problem. Lack of hunger are people who, earlier the picture, the ostrich in the hole. I don't see the problem. No problem. I'm sorry. You guys already saw one problem I gave you already in terms of the retirement. The Eric, the Malaysian example. Yeah. So what else? Okay, let me go on.
Okay.
Low risk. I have to make a disclaimer of low risk. Okay, now hear this. What is the biggest risk of people joining this industry? They oversell the opportunity that is easy. It is not. It is simple, but it's not easy. A lot of hard work. But it's sure easier to get 5,000 of passive income in good network marketing companies than to own a second property fully paid worth $3 million.
Fully
It's not
agree
easy.
that.
Yeah? So the risk is in people who oversell the opportunity and oversell the value of the product. Or go against company rules or just do it very conniving, cheating people and all that. A lot of risk for people like that. A lot of risk. Network marketing, a lot of risk for these people. Risk of loss of reputation. Risk of integrity of the soul. But by and large, listen, my guru in network marketing tells me the truth is good enough. I repeat, the truth is good enough. Don't need to exaggerate.
Don't need to hype lah.
My other guru said, always undersell, over deliver. Yeah. So yes, that disclaimer, there is risk for certain groups of people. Huge potential for leverage.
I love this part, Bernard.
Huh?
I love this part, leverage.
Yes. Yes, and then global potential. Global potential.
Your screen share is off, Bernard.
Okay, listen. As coronavirus, as the go and look for a good company to work hard, and that model gives you at best a good life for most of us at best, but not a good retirement. And people are waking up to that. And as coronavirus, etc., things like that happens, people wake up even more. Suddenly, the Grab drivers are even more open nowadays. And it dovetails very well with the growing need for second income stream. Oh, yeah. And then network marketing dovetails very well with the growth of social media and the digital age. Questions here now, ladies and gentlemen. Any comment?
Guys, if you all have any questions, feel free to put it at the chat button so that I can read it out to Bernard. Okay, Bernard, there are also other questions that was asked by other people. From Malaski asked, some product doesn't have repeat sales, like water ionizer. So probably they are referring specifically to Kangen. Yeah. So how to thrive? That question is some products does not have repeat sales like water
Malaski. Malaski, are you from Singapore? Where are you from?
This person is not. I'm not sure if it's in Zoom. They asked at the social media advertising before today's session.
Okay, I'm going to use Singapore as an example. Velson, thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. Really appreciate. Now, in Singapore, the largest property, a real estate firm is called PropNex. And the boss is called Muhammad Ismail. Would you all agree, by and large, the product they sell is a one-time product? By and large, it's a one-time for any one customer.
Yes.
Yeah. But to Muhammad Ismail, he has passive income as long as his agents has good career, sustainable career. Comments, Gary?
Very good.
As long as your team has sustainable career, attractive enough, even if it's a one-time product,
yes,
you have passive income.
Correct.
Just like an insurance agent doesn't have a passive income, but an insurance manager, if his agents are doing well, he has passive income. But what's the difference there? The difference is to have the ability to recruit in the insurance industry, you need to hit a certain amount of sales first.
Right.
Is that true, KP? Coming from the insurance industry, to hit a certain rank, you have to do a certain amount of sales first. And when you start recruiting, you have a certain quota. If not, you fall back down and so on. Now, in network marketing, even for a one time, as long as my team has a good career, KP, you are right, quota. That will be my point later. Now, as long as my team has a good career, the team members, I have passive income.
Yes.
Gary, if you are enjoying yourself in Enagic and you're making good money, etc., beyond money and so on, would you stop?
No.
I raise my case.
And
yeah,
Bernard,
yes.
Bernard, this repeat sale thing has been seen. We have seen it in so many different industries. Like selling a car, that's not repeat sale, and yet everybody is selling cars, right? So many sales out there, right?
Yes,
and selling television and all this also are all not repeat sale, but you can see sometimes the TV also finish, no more stock.
As long as there's a market for the fundamental core products and services,
right?
And if the commission is fairly lucrative, there will always be people that want to sell, and therefore there can always be overriding. Okay, let me move on.
Bernard.
Yeah, Gary.
There's a question from, let me just see. There's a question from HNS. How do you reach out to overseas prospects?
Oh, that is not for today.
Okay.
HNS, I'm sorry. I just want to keep to the title for today. Okay. The specific about the business, you will have to ask the person that brought you into the business. I hope you understand, so that it's fair for those.
To HNS and whoever that wants to know the answer for that question, you stay tuned every Thursday on our shows, because we will have specific shows that addresses questions like this. So yes, our upcoming shows will be relevant towards building a successful global business. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and the questions about the specific details about how any machines one need to sell and all the 682 and all that, we will cover that in another session. Okay, guys, because today is very relevant topic towards building wealth in the Kangen business. Okay, Bernard, you go ahead first.
And it's focused to new people in our tribe, and also people who are not part of the tribe.
Yes.
Based on my okay, so the company within the industry, the company has a 45-year history. 45 years, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Japanese company, and I understand only 6.6% of Japanese companies last more than 10 years. And this company is 45 years. You draw your conclusion. Remember, the Japanese have a lifelong employment thinking. It is a medical, it's a listed medical equipment in Japan. In Japan. Those who are in the tribe, please don't say it's a medical equipment, full stop. Only in Japan. Medical equipment, ISO manufacturing. Now, medical ISO, it is international standard. Global market largely still untouched. Ladies and gentlemen who are in the tribe, please have sleepless nights because of this point. 1.3 million units done globally for a 45-year-old company. Potential is ridiculous.
Super huge potential, Bernard.
Yes.
Super
compensation
huge.
For bringing sales to the company. You need to bring value to the company, and the bonuses. The bonus and compensation plan is patented. Apparently, it took the company 10 years to get it patented. Only one-time purchase required to be in the business. So Gary, based on that question earlier, no passive income, I think to a certain extent I've addressed it. But here's the thing.
Yep.
No repeat purchase needed. No. What else? Accumulative sales.
Wow.
There's no such word in this spelling. KP, earlier you said, sorry, I put the inverted comma up wrongly, slightly. No zeroizing. No new quota come 1st of January, you start because of the third point, accumulative sales. So if you have done 60 sales, come next year, you are still at 60. That accumulates permanently. Wow. It is kind to the soul, yes. No loading of inventory. So I have, there was one time
I want to just stop you there for a while. But
yeah, please.
I want you to stop you. Yeah, I want to stop you there for a while.
Yeah.
The thing that you talk about, no zeroizing, me being an expert in this industry, I literally grew up in a network marketing family. I've seen so many different plans. I've got involved in so many of them. This is one particular benefit, big benefit that you don't get to enjoy in a lot of other companies out there. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Do you agree with me on that, Bernard? Do you agree?
100%.
100%. Therefore, I noticed somehow, I'm not making an assumption, but it could be true. I somehow see the other companies, the people over there are slightly more stressed because of this thing, the no zeroizing, the zeroizing effect, you know. So it's like,
Yes.
oh, do or die. I better, you know, that stress effect is like level 10. Yeah.
So yeah, I fully agree. If we are not stupid about it, those from the same tribe, as in the same company, as long as you have, if you're new, as long as you do not risk, you have an income from somewhere, and you don't risk needing this income before you build it, and this is just an extra. You can do it with class, with integrity, with long-term values. Yeah. Now, you know, there was a time that I used to get free coffee because a coffee network marketing company got launched. Yeah. You know, etc. You know.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just being a bit naughty. So anyway, so okay, let me
Right.
move on to the next slide. International potential. Why? In the company we represent, many of us who are representing Kangen, Kangen is 45 years. It does much of the heavy lifting. It leaves only one aspect of the business. And so it's international. And that's it. And oh, like Apple, Steve Jobs, like Tim Cook. Oh, one more thing. The product works. The product.
The product is another. In fact, the product is another big genius or a big blessing for us all the way, right?
Yes, it is. The product must work. I mean, actually, the product doesn't have to work. I proved to you. McDonald's makes a huge business out of unhealthy food. Very unhealthy. That it doesn't rot if you don't put in the refrigerator, it doesn't rot.
And
so,
look at them. Global.
Exactly.
Billions.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got to look you in the eye. Listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me 100%. Those who are in my tribe, in Najik, Kangen. Number one, if products like McDonald's burgers, the empire can grow so big. At one time, the biggest real estate company in the world. Maybe now, I don't know. With people in Najik, even if the compensation plan is not kind and it's not brilliant and it doesn't pay a lot, just based on the core product, the machine alone, where it seems to have, I'm not allowed to say give therapeutic benefits, where it helps your body in its fight to maintain optimum health with a lot of noticeable difference. The power of the product with a weak plan, you should be a millionaire already. What more if the plan is so amazing? Yeah. And the market is so untouched. So now I want to address those of you who are in the team. Now, if you are not making it yet after a few years, can I suggest two things? Number one, you are not working hard enough. Number two, you are doing it wrongly, or the combination of two. But based on those points I mentioned, 1.3 million only. And I think you get the point. But let me go back to the objective. It's for people who have not come in, so I have to speak in that lingo. Yes. I hope, Gary, you don't mind I deviated from the core objective for a while.
No problem. Bernard, Nathaniel Lim asked, what if I don't have many friends? Do I still have chance to succeed?
Okay, can I ask Sam here? Sam, can I get your attention? Sam, are you able to come on?
Wait, I'll just unmute him. Yeah.
Nathaniel, this This
Okay.
part is for you.
Sam is unmuted already.
Hi
Hey,
guys,
Sam,
how are you?
Hi, Sam.
Hi there.
Thank you for coming on, Sam. Thank you. Now, I like everyone listen to this. Most of you know the story, but for Nathaniel, Sam, can you confirm that before I joined the current venture I'm in now in Magic, before I joined, before I even bought the product, before I became a distributor, before I actually got to know you in an elevator in Wisma E&C, and you were a stranger to me, and I said hello to you in the elevator.
I remember
Can you
that.
confirm that? Yeah, you remember that? You confirm that?
Of course. I keep telling this story.
Yeah, this is for the benefit of many people know, but I just want to let those who have not heard that and to answer Nathaniel, for Nathaniel's question.
I'm so grateful that I met you that day. If I didn't meet you, I wouldn't be in Kangen now. So thank you, Bernard.
And you're welcome. And thank you for saying hello to me. And you were such a friendly chap, and our friendship started there first. Thank you. So thanks, Sam. Thanks for your contribution. So Nathaniel, not knowing people is just enough people. All you need to do is to say hello. And the worst reaction you're going to get is unfriendly and move on. Gary, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I think there's no such thing as no friends one. I mean, okay, you guys are we are very blessed in a sense that because we are also now living in the internet age. So now with the internet, you can easily make friends with people on Facebook. I mean, there's no more excuse of not having any friends. Right?
Yeah, I like to mention, I remember I was at a men's urinal, and the guy was wearing a same brand of watch that day I was wearing, I think. That brand is an Italian brand, a brand that is favored by, what's the Rambo actor? Sylvester Stallone. And so while we were peeing, I said, hey, nice watch. Then he looked at my watch also, and then we washed our hands and we continued talking after that about watches. And well, today he just had external person service his machine today. Yeah. So a hello, that's all, Nathaniel, and anyone else. Don't know enough people. Hello. 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 That's all.
Awesome.
Hello. Yeah, and
Yes,
not all will respond, but who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Next, and don't hello for the purpose of business. Like Sam, I didn't join the business then. I just was friendly to him. So I trust I've answered that. But I like to back it up with one point. If you have hunger, you will do things outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Because be willing, ladies and gentlemen, to do what others are not willing to do today, so that tomorrow you can have what others do not have.
Beautiful message, Bernard.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, Bernard.
Yes.
In times like this, with all this lockdown and the coronavirus, people are forced to get out of their comfort zone. It's no more should I or not. People are forced to do it anyway. So might as well look at this.
But a person that is dying of hunger, really starving and no opportunity, if they are not hungry, it's not the situation that makes a person hungry. I mean, some of us are doing well, and yet still so hungry. Hungry is a state of, it's a decision. I prove to you, a person that is in a bad shape may still continue to stay in that way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you know of anybody that has very, very, say your friend's mother or maybe your mother, the habit is the refrigerator, the freezer. Oh, you want to take something, you have to open and you have to take a few things out because it's so full to reach out to this one before you can take it, then you put back the rest. You know some people like that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Yeah, it's always full, always full, always full. Yeah. And then, let's say you are the filial son, you buy a bigger refrigerator, 50% more freezer room. And guess what happens in 2 months' time? It will be just as full. It's a Toyin is nodding, yeah, Toyin. Yeah, but it's a state of the mind. So recognize that not some people. How come they cannot see? No, they're not ready. Okay, but anyway, that's just an extra point. Let me continue. I'm about to end, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
So back to this 5 core concerns. Are they still concerns based on what I just mentioned? Guess what? Just addressing on one in the Kangen business, it addresses all, ladies and gentlemen, all. Can I say that, oh, healthcare, everything is taken care? I'm sorry. There's no silver bullet to the extent. It is a good product. It helps a lot in health, but I do a lot more to maintain my health, my fitness, and so on. But by and large, in one vehicle, all 5 are taken care.
Bernard, I saw there's a point there on retirement. Are you able to elaborate on the retirement aspect of our industry?
Yeah, sure. Because of the potential of passive income, if done correctly, with clarity, that will be for another day. I mean, for those who are part of the same company, recently, Gary, you attended. I did the detailed compensation and bonus plan.
Yeah. Yes.
As a senior leader in the team, did you get value there?
A lot of value.
Yeah. That's an area that yeah. But anyway, so my how does one have financial retirement secured? Retirement from a financial standpoint secured with the vehicle. Now, when you have a bunch of people in repeat purchase products, if you are able to build a team where the consumption base is high enough, where your commission is compensation is large enough to give you a comfortable month-to-month, year-to-year, and the company is stable, that itself gives you a comfortable retirement. However, I would tell people to go beyond that, to start saving, to put into investments as well. Yeah, to spread, yeah, to have another source of income and all that. Now, in Magic, just like the example of Gary, can I ask whether Toyota is selling well in Malaysia?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Actually, that's a stupid question. Toyota sells well everywhere. Imagine which is better, to be the top salesperson in that dealership, or to be the boss of that dealership.
Boss.
Yeah, to be the top salesperson, he can make a lot of money, but unless he builds a very large pool and he invests well and all that, he still cannot retire because of extending lifespan. But if you are the boss, you will always have good salespeople because the product is easy to sell.
Very true.
So with Magic, the most important for a retirement now, for those who are outside of, for Magic, to have financial retirement is not to make money, but to create wealth. I sell 5 machines, I've just made money. But if I sell the career and I handhold my associates' hands long enough until they become successful, and the best part is, if beyond successful, is if they are better than me, and the volume is enough to give me enough overriding, then financial retirement has happened. Does that answer your question, Gary?
Yes. In fact, I would like to add a little bit more on that area. I'm not sure if it's also considered as financial retirement, but I've always, because you know, we sometimes mix around with insurance, wealth advisor, financial planner. They talk about wealth planning. They talk about succession planning, estate planning. Now, Bernard, are you able to quickly give us a little insight on that topic? Because I see a lot of benefit as far as next generation succession planning, estate planning, wealth planning for the next generation in terms of network marketing basis. And people don't talk about this. Obviously, in network marketing, everybody talks about selling a product, making money from the sales, but hardly anybody talks about that aspect where next generation comes to the picture. And why I like to bring this up is because a lot of people only see the succession planning, wealth planning, estate planning more towards property, more towards insurance. Not that I'm saying it's no good, it is okay. But nobody actually talks about, hey, do you know that network marketing is a great vehicle for succession planning? Which I'm actually getting a lot of benefit because I've got 4 kids and you got 6. And I see it as a very, very good tool for that area. What's your point on that, Bernard?
Okay, I like to pull up a bit and look at the industry.
Yeah.
The account in network marketing that has earned the most money, lifetime lifetime earning, lifetime of the account. Okay, the network marketing account. Anyone want to make a guess what is the highest amount lifetime earning in network marketing industry? Just in case those of you who are thinking this is a abing akau industry, monkey business. Anyone want to guess? One account, Heyman, one account. Lifetime earning. Guess, anyone? In US dollars.
Anybody has any answer? Herman said 500 million US dollars. Satish Rao said 100.
Very close.
Yeah. Come on,
130. HNS, you're very close. It's almost $500 million. $500 million.
500,000. You say 500 million. Wow.
Oh, sorry. It's not 500K. It's a few years ago, 2 years ago, it was $420 million, ladies and gentlemen.
One
or
account,
was it last year? Huh?
One account, huh?
Yeah, one account. The company only one account.
Guys,
and guess what?
That is $1 billion Malaysia ringgit. That's 1 B Malaysia ringgit. Can you imagine that?
And the guy has passed on. Okay, by the way, the guy, just to encourage you guys, he was he basically delivered a beer to pubs. He was a beer delivery guy.
Wow.
Okay, and his name is called Dexter Yeager.
Wow.
He's passed on. But guess who's enjoying the money? What about this? Is called succession.
Yeah.
It's not 420 million. Let's say every year he earns $8 million every year. His account earns 8 million. His family inherited every year $8 million of income, not 8 million one time.
Wow. That's really a wealth building platform, right?
Yes. Yes. So what is important? There are many wannabe network marketing companies with good intent fail because good product, but somehow the business failed. Or bad compensation plan, bad management, or whatever. Now, am I against new companies? No, I'm not. But some people were lucky to bet on the right horse. Okay, I'm happy for them. Those companies always had somebody when they were new. They always had some people initially. But here is a 45-year-old Japanese company. According to one of the top management guys, who's a Japanese, he says 6.6 or 7% of Japanese companies don't last more than 10 years. And this is 45 years old. What's the history? It used to be owned by Sony, blah, 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 and all that. Find out from the person that they invited you. Now, is failure rate high in Egypt? What is the value of the product? What is the value of the product? Okay. Because there is no repeat sales, repeat purchase required. And if the product is half as good as what you may have heard, half. With no time frame, you just recommend one every half a year. Let me guess. Who here has recommended whenever you ate a food that is really, really good and you went on to tell one or two friends? Who has done that?
Me.
All of us.
All of us.
All of us. Yeah, repeat sales not a problem. All of us. What more if you feel the product changed your life physically, okay? And would you tell friends? And when you tell, now, do all friends listen to you? No. Just like the food. Do all friends go and try? No. But some will, right?
Yes.
Some will, right? And because of your passion of the belief, you continue. Whether some listen to you or not, you don't care. Unless your mindset is what's in it for me. And you get depressed because you mainly think what's in it for me. But if you have a what's in it for them, you continue whether they respond to you or not. So it's here, number one. Number two, so the price of the machine, because it works, you keep telling people, sooner or later you get it free. Because there is no repeat purchase required in this special company. Number one. Do you know, without even a single sale, it is free? You are thinking this guy is mad. Let me tell you. How many percent of your body is water? 70%. And because the product works, all you are doing is taking some of your future medical costs to pay now. That's all.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Even if you don't do any sale, because the product works. I'm not here to convince those who are not part of the tribe yet. It's for you to find out, okay, if it's this good. Yeah. So that's basically it, Gary.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you so much. There's one question from BJ about nominee option. Would you like to answer that, Bernard? BJ is asking about the nominee.
Sure.
If somebody dies and it's a 6823,
okay.
and
for the industry, companies have slightly different rules. For the company that some of us are in, the one I'm in Magic, by default, it is you can pass on to your family, okay, and it is part of your estate. If you don't nominate, it's part of your estate. Yeah. Meaning in Singapore, if I don't nominate, 50% of my account will be owned by my wife, and the rest will be shared by my children, unless you will it accordingly. That's it. It's as simple as that.
And Bernard, you know, this point is truly amazing in a sense that I've spoke to a lot of other people from other industry. For example, in insurance industry, if your children are not inclined in doing the business, how are you going to pass to them? They need to have license. They need to have certain qualification, right? Yeah.
Good point,
So, but I've seen in my own group, I've got one leader who passed on, and the son is a CEO of a pharmacy, and then now overriding every month. Very good, handsome income. So that point of view itself is really, when you think about it, it's really amazing. And if you have a lot of children like me, I've got 4 and Bernard has 6, you can even do something like special accounts for your children, you know, and build it into a sizable income that one day your children inherits all this. Which I think,
Well, I want to, before I end, I would like to take the chance to thank all of you. Many have stayed on. Gary knows that I was a bit nervous because I always respect people's time, and it's a presentation where it's a new presentation. I had to piece things around, and so it's new, and because I always respect people's efforts and time, so I was a bit nervous. You didn't
show that, Bernard. You obviously didn't show that.
Oh, thank you. I mean, put in a lot of effort, but looking at the comments, it's well worth it. You know, if you guys like to have this similar session, I'll be refining this information. Really, I thank you guys so much for wonderful, warm comments. Can I make a little request, Gary?
Go ahead, Bernard.
I will be putting this in the next 1-2 days of this amazing session. Just the love and the feedback that I'm getting from you guys, I call it amazing because of that. Probably tomorrow, day after, I'll put it on my FB post. And if you just could comment so that I can be encouraged, you know, and to continue to give good content. I'd like to request that.
Anyway, thank you, Bernard, for your time today. Not just your time, but your sharing to us is so amazing. I'm very sure a lot of people here got a lot of value. I've got so much value. My mind opened up so much. We get to see this leverage platform called network marketing in a very different light. We get to see it from a very different perspective. We benefited a lot. So thank you so much, Bernard. Before I end my session, a few announcements I'd like to make because I can see there are so many questions, some questions that just came in just now. I'd like to do a share screen here. Okay, for those of y'all who, if those of y'all who are interested to know more about Bernard talking about our tribe, which is the business that we are in, so we are actually called Energic. The company that we are representing is called Energic, and we distribute this very high quality water ionizers. Okay, it's called Kangen water. It's those of y'all who are very new, you have never heard of Kangen water. If you want to know, next Thursday there's a very good sharing session. This is also open to global for my fellow distributors who are on this call. Let me just show you. We'll be covering a very interesting topic called skin allergy. Okay, and as you know, we have got a very good doctor by name of Dr. Chen, Dr. Nicholas Chen. Okay, so as you can see, it's called the mystery of skin allergy. So he will actually tell you all a lot more about what's happening with skin allergy, why people are having it, how to prevent it, and specifically how to address this using Kangen water as well. All right, so those of y'all who are interested, do follow our Facebook page. It's called Kangen Power Team International. If you have not liked and follow it, you may want to do that so that you can follow more announcement of our events to come. Okay, but you may want to come in for this session next Thursday. It's really, really good. It's going to be hosted by me, but the main speaker will be none other than our Dr. Nicholas Chen. All right, so that will be next Thursday, the 4th of June at 8 p.m. Malaysia time. The time is the same. All right, what I wanted to share one more is, let me just bring up here. Okay, so for those who are very new, that probably you came into this Zoom call because you were invited by some new people or those who responded from an internet marketing ad. And those of you who are very new, you don't know anything about this, you may want to contact the person who sent you the ad. Okay, I'm sure there's a correspondence on the Facebook marketing ad. So give that person a call immediately. The reason is because we are getting this kick-started very quickly. We are doing a lot of coaching sessions. We are giving a lot of hand-holding classes so that you can also thrive in this uncertain economy. Okay, and that is never too late to start. Now is the best time to get involved in this. So once again, guys, I can see still 246 of y'all. I would like to say thank you for your time. And as usual, Bernard, thank you so much. You have been an amazing miracle to all of us. We have learned so much from you. We have got so much insights from all of you, from what you have been sharing. And to all of our listeners here, thank you so much for your time. As usual, I will unmute all of y'all so that you can say in your own language how you feel towards Bernard. All right, so without further ado, let me unmute everybody. Here you go. Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bernard.
So and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
कर देना था, गिरा देना, किसी को पानी देने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो रास्ते में कीचड़ होता है और सब फिर हमारा मटेरियल बह के जाएगा, बर्बाद हो रहा है।
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Love you guys all so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
Zoe.
अरे तो उनका रोजे शीशे के घर भी है, वो तो है ही है, नहीं कोनो एक दिन नहीं छोड़े हैं वो, ये शीशे के लिए रोज के पानी चाहिए।
Can we do a debrief after this?
Yeah, sure. Bye.